Okay, guys, the moment has finally arrived. Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow are all crossing over. Let's talk about the first episode that just aired tonight. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about The Flash, Season 3, Episode 8, Invasion. And as I said, this is the first part of this Invasion 3-part episode that spans all four DC TV shows on the CW. Now, you're probably wondering, 3 episodes? But David, what about Supergirl? You're missing her. No, I am not, because Supergirl just kind of teased it, and it wasn't even called Invasion. It had a totally different episode title, while Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow do all, in fact, share the same exact episode title this week. All of them are titled Invasion, because that's what this is. This is an invasion of aliens coming to Earth on Earth 1, I suppose. That's what we should call the Flareoverse. And you know what? I think we got off to a really nice start. I'm going to get into it, so let's talk about this. I guess we should talk about, how all of this started, This is clearly the Flash's episode, since it's Barry dealing with his personal problems right now. He's been, he has these issues with Cisco that are still going on. And we have him also finding out from the Legends, from Dr. Stein and Jax, that this message from the future, that if you didn't watch Legends of Tomorrow, that's the message that both of them found in that hidden room from, I guess, that Rip never told anybody about. And they find out that apparently in the message, old Barry from 40 years from now told them not to trust no one, including himself. So I thought that was interesting. Why can't they trust him? We don't know yet. They kind of blamed Flashpoint for it all, but there has to be more to it than just that. It's going to... I don't think we've heard the revelation of what is the reason old Barry from the future gave that message for. I think will be something that will come in the upcoming episodes, if not the next one, for sure in the Legends of Tomorrow episode of this 3-part episode. So I'm glad we finally got that out. I was expecting it to come out eventually, ever since Legends of Tomorrow introduced this little plot, and I'm finally glad that's out of the closet. It was really nice to see Kara now interacting with these characters that she never got to interact with before. I would have liked to see Martian Manhunter, though, joining everybody. I mean, he's an alien, too. I mean, you could have 2 aliens on your side. Why wasn't he brought over from Supergirl's Earth? And I would have liked to see what Barry's reaction on him would have been like, because he hasn't met John Jones yet. But for what it's worth, I liked everybody's reactions. I liked that little moment between Mick and Supergirl when he was like, I'm not calling you Supergirl, that's stupid. Well, you can call me Kara. And then he's like, nah, I don't like that either. I'm gonna call you Skirts. But then later, when the aliens attack them, he yells out Supergirl. So it's like, yeah, we know you care about her. Maybe, who knows, maybe Mick has a little crush on Kara. As if she doesn't have enough of that, right? On her own show. It was interesting to see Oliver's reaction, because he doesn't seem to trust her yet. And Oliver is the Batman of the CW universe, or the Flareoverse, what I like to call it. And I think we'll be seeing him interact a little bit more with her in the next episode and see if she can win him over. Speaking of Oliver, it was interesting that, he and some of the other characters got whipped away into the alien spaceship, I guess. What's going to happen? We're going to have to find out next week, but it looks really what they're doing seemed like a lot of fun. I like seeing Barry and Oliver there at the end, just the two of them having to go against these heroes who were now corrupted. I thought that was a really cool thing to happen. Even when they were training against Supergirl, like Supergirl's just like taking the bullets and all of that. It was great seeing all this interaction. I do feel, though, that a lot of the episode was mostly catching characters up on a lot of information that's been going on. Like there was even that moment where Barry asks Ray about Captain Cold. And all of them had to be introduced to Supergirl, obviously. So there was that long introduction of each of them, like explaining or introducing themselves to her, and her introducing herself to them, and catching them all up on a lot of things. So there was a lot of that going around in this episode. And there were times where I did feel it was a little rushed. And I get it. I get why. Because of how much information all the characters need to know. Another interesting thing I should point out is it looks like Barry, changing the timeline, stuff we already knew. It looks like there's one more thing because of what Barry did happen to change. Martin finds out now he has a daughter who looks like she might be in her early 20s, maybe. If not, maybe late teens. So that was interesting. I wasn't expecting that because they kind of hinted that maybe it was a girlfriend or a new wife. And at first it did make us think that way, but then she revealed herself to be his daughter. And that was an interesting twist. But I think that actually is something good to come out of all of this, because I was surprised that Martin and his wife never had a child. Before then, I mean, they've been married for how long, and they never thought about having a child. So I think that will be the key to give Barry, look, you might have changed some things, but you also, some things that you might have considered not so great. But if you think about it, you gave me something great. And I think maybe it won't be worded like that, but I think that will be the thing to kind of cheer Barry up by the end of this three-parter. I'm going to guess, anyways. I really did like this episode, guys. Other than being a little rushed at times, I did think that it was a nice setup for things to come in the second and third episode. The next episode is going to be really interesting because we got... it's going to be on Arrow, and it's going to be the 100th episode, which we heard will have a lot of guest stars. And this episode, I'm not kidding, felt a little crammed at times. And I was worried throughout the episode, like, how are they going to fit all these? But as long as they focus on these core heroes that they had in this episode and not too much on the other characters, I think that's what will help them through all this. And obviously, this episode focused more on Barry. We know the next episode is going to focus more on Oliver, and then the final episode will focus on the Legends. I also before I forget, I'm worried that I'm going to forget a lot of stuff. We got to see the Hall of Justice. If you are a comic book fan, or maybe even watched the Super Friends animated cartoon, the Hall of Justice, which is a bunker or that Barry owns, where the Legends came back to land in the year 2016. I think, I have a feeling if Legends of Tomorrow continues, I think we might be seeing a title change. Maybe call it Justice League. I don't know. Just my theory here, because you don't have that building unless you're seriously teasing us with something awesome. And a Justice League series, just in case Arrow and Flash decide to wrap up. Flash was originally planned as a 3-season series. They can still continue it if they want. Or if they decide to end it, they can have Flash transfer over to another show called Justice League. I'm just saying. Same thing with Arrow. It was originally planned as a 5-season arc, and you know, the flashbacks are finally coming to an end. What's going to happen? I don't know. There's so much things in my head that I'm wondering where they're going to go with all of this. And I'm going to end it here, guys, because I'm going over my limit. And yeah, it was a great episode. Can't wait for tomorrow night's episode. I think this is off to a great start. And leave down your comments below, theories and whatnot. Anything that I might have missed. For sure I'm missing something. I don't know. And yeah, like this video. Subscribe to my channel. Check me out on Twitter and Facebook. And until next time, guys, take care.